When I was 17, my parents opened a college savings account for me. They weren't wealthy, but every birthday, every Christmas, every extra dollar went into that account. They always said, education is the one thing nobody can take away from you. My older sister, Sarah, was the complete opposite of me. She dropped out of college after one semester, spent money as fast as she earned it, and somehow always convinced people to bail her out. The summer before I was supposed to start university, my parents sat me down with tears in their eyes. They admitted that the savings account was almost empty. I thought there had been a banking mistake. There wasn't. Sarah had convinced them to let her borrow the money to start a business. She promised she'd pay it back within 6 months. Instead, she used it to buy a luxury SUV, expensive clothes, and fund a vacation with her boyfriend. The business never existed. I was devastated. Without that money, I couldn't afford tuition. I watched my friends leave for college while I stayed behind working at a warehouse loading trucks for the 12-hour shifts. Sarah never apologized. Instead, she'd tell people I was too lazy to go to college. That lie spread through the family, and suddenly I became the failure while she played the victim. I stopped attending family gatherings. I stopped answering her calls. Eventually, I moved to another city and started over. I worked nights, took online classes during the day, and slowly earned my degree without anyone's help. It took me 8 years instead of 4, but I finally graduated. A few years later, I landed a high-paying engineering job. I bought my first house, paid off my student loans, and finally felt like my life was on track. Then out of nowhere, Sarah called. Her husband had left her. She had massive credit card debt. Her house was in foreclosure, and she needed $60,000 to avoid bankruptcy. She cried on the phone. She reminded me that we were family. She even said, "Mom and Dad always wanted us to take care of each other." I asked her one question. "Do you remember my college fund?" Silence. Then she whispered, "That was a long time ago." I replied, "Not for me. I lived with the consequences every single day." I wished her well, but I told her I wouldn't be giving her any money. The next week, relatives flooded my phone with messages calling me selfish and heartless. Apparently, Sarah had told everyone I had become rich and refused to help my struggling sister. For the first time in years, I told them the truth. I showed them the bank statements, the messages, and even emails where she admitted she'd spent my college money. The family went silent. Several relatives apologized to me. Sarah didn't. She just blocked me on everything. Sometimes people ask if I regret saying no. I don't. She didn't just steal my savings. She stole years of my life. I built everything I have despite what she did. Not because of her. And some debts can't be repaid with money.